What happens when a senator's 23-year-old daughter leaves a New Year's Eve party drunk at 2:30 in the morning, crashes into a 68-year-old Vietnam veteran's car, and then tells responding officers, "It's New Year's, everyone drinks. My dad will handle this." This young woman is about to learn that some celebrations don't excuse drunk driving. Some last names don't grant immunity, and some senators choose honoring veterans over protecting daughters who endanger them. But what makes this case absolutely devastating isn't just the drunk driving on New Year's Eve. It's who she hit. What she said while he lay injured and what her father, the senator, said when Judge Caprio put him on speakerphone in front of the entire courtroom just days into the new year. Let us know where you're watching from, because what happens next will show you that political power doesn't purchase exemption from accountability. Not even when you're celebrating the new year. It's January 3rd in Providence Municipal Court. Madison Hartley, age 23, daughter of United States Senator Richard Hartley, faces charges of DUI causing serious bodily injury, reckless driving, leaving the scene, and threatening officers. 3 days ago, on New Year's Eve at 2:47 a.m., Madison left an exclusive party at a Providence hotel after drinking champagne from 10 p.m. until 2:30 a.m. Witnesses saw her stumbling to her BMW, dropping her keys, laughing about being too drunk. Traffic cameras show Madison's BMW weaving between lanes at 50 miles per hour in a 30 zone. At Hope Street and Rochambeau Avenue, she ran a red light and T-boned a Toyota Camry. The Camry spun and struck a pole. Inside was 68-year-old Robert Sullivan, a Vietnam veteran driving home after volunteering at a veterans shelter, a tradition he's kept for 15 years since his wife died. Robert suffered 3 broken ribs, a fractured collarbone, severe whiplash, and a concussion. He was trapped for 8 minutes. Police arrived at 2:51 a.m. Officer Michael Chen found Madison standing outside her BMW, still holding a champagne bottle, wearing an evening gown, severely intoxicated. When asked if she was injured, Madison's response was captured on body camera. "I'm fine. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone drinks. This isn't a big deal. Is my car okay?" Officer Chen detected overwhelming alcohol smell, slurred speech, unsteady gait. "Madison, you were in a serious accident. Someone else was injured." Madison laughed and took another drink. "It's New Year's. Live a little, officer. My dad always says New Year's Eve doesn't count. Everyone gets a pass." Behind them, paramedics extracted Robert Sullivan from his crushed vehicle. His cries of pain were audible. Madison never asked about him. When Officer Chen attempted field sobriety tests, Madison refused and threatened. "Do you know who my father is? He's Senator Richard Hartley. He's on the Senate Judiciary Committee. He literally oversees your funding. Let me go before you make a huge mistake." When Chen tried to take the champagne bottle, Madison became aggressive. "Don't touch me. My father will have your badge. I'm calling him right now." Sergeant Jennifer Walsh arrived. "Madison, you're being detained for DUI. We need testing." Madison refused. "I'm not doing any tests. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone drinks. My father is going to hear about this harassment." When Walsh tried to guide her to the patrol car, Madison physically resisted. "Get your hands off me. I'm Senator Hartley's daughter. You can't arrest me. It's New Year's Eve." 3 officers restrained her. She threatened them repeatedly, insisted New Year's meant rules didn't apply, and demanded to go to her next party, never once asking about Robert. During transport, her tirade continued. "You have no idea what you've done. My father funds your department. You'll all be directing traffic by next week." At the station, Madison initially refused breathalyzer testing. After her attorney was contacted, she submitted at 4:17 a.m. Her BAC was 0.18. Given the elapsed time, investigators estimated 0.21 at impact, nearly 3 times the legal limit. Toxicology showed cocaine. Now Madison walks into Judge Caprio's courtroom wearing expensive clothing, looking like this is an annoying interruption. The bailiff calls the case. Judge Caprio reviews charges. Her attorney, Christopher Dane, stands immediately. Your Honor, this incident occurred on New Year's Eve when many people make regrettable decisions. My client has no prior record and comes from a distinguished family. Given the holiday circumstances, we request the court consider New Year's context. Judge Caprio's response is firm. Mr. Dane, I don't care if this was New Year's Eve, Christmas, or any other day. Your client drove drunk, crashed into a Vietnam veteran's car, seriously injured him, and showed zero remorse. The calendar doesn't grant immunity. Judge Caprio asks Madison, Ms. Hartley, do you understand these charges? Madison's tone is dismissive. Yes, Your Honor, but everyone is overreacting. It was New Year's Eve. People drink on New Year's. I made a mistake, but I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. Miss Hartley, you drove drunk at 3 times the legal limit with cocaine in your system. You ran a red light at 50 miles per hour. You seriously injured a 68-year-old Vietnam veteran driving home from serving others. Your first concern was your car and your next party. Madison shifts. I was in shock and it was New Year's Eve. Everyone was celebrating. Being in shock doesn't explain laughing and drinking champagne while the man you injured was trapped. Being in shock doesn't explain threatening officers. New Year's Eve doesn't excuse any of it. Judge Caprio asks if she's contacted Robert to apologize. Deanne admits she hasn't on legal advice. So, in 3 days, your client hasn't shown basic decency to ask if the veteran she nearly killed is okay because you advised it might hurt her legal position. Judge Caprio plays body camera footage. Madison's slurred voice fills the courtroom. I'm fine. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone drinks. Is my car okay? The gallery reacts with disgust. Robert Sullivan sits with visible bruising and his arm in a sling. The footage shows Madison laughing, drinking champagne, saying, Live a little, officer, while paramedics extract Robert. Then her threat. Do you know who my father is? He's Senator Richard Hartley. He oversees your funding. Let me go. Officer Chin testifies. Did she ever ask about Mr. Sullivan? Not once, Your Honor. Only her car, her next party, and threatening us with her father's position. Robert Sullivan takes the stand. He describes volunteering at the veterans' shelter, serving dinner to homeless veterans on New Year's Eve for 15 years, then impact. I don't remember much after, just pain and being trapped. I heard a woman laughing. I thought I was imagining it, but she was actually laughing while I was trapped, unable to move. Robert's voice breaks. Judge Caprio asks Madison if she has anything to say to Robert. Her attorney advises her not to speak. She remains silent, and that's when Madison pulls out her cell phone and starts typing. Judge Caprio. Miss Hartley, what are you doing? She responds. Dad, tell him this is crazy. It was New Year's Eve. Everyone drinks. Judge Caprio calls her father, Senator Richard Hartley, on speakerphone. Senator Hartley's voice is heavy with emotion. I apologize that my daughter contacted me during court. She should not have done that. Judge Caprio explains the full situation. Your daughter drove drunk at 3 times the legal limit with cocaine, ran a red light at 50 miles per hour, crashed into a 68-year-old veteran, threatened police officers repeatedly, and tried to text you to intervene. Senator Hartley responds firmly. I am not calling to request leniency. I am not asking for special treatment. Treat her exactly as you would any other defendant. Actually, consider treating her more harshly because she should know better. Madison starts crying. Dad, you're supposed to help me. Senator Hartley. You're my daughter, Madison, and that's exactly why I'm doing this. We've enabled your entitled behavior for 23 years. That ends today. Senator Hartley addresses Robert Sullivan. Your service matters. Your sacrifice matters. My daughter destroyed your car and injured you. She will face full accountability. Robert responds, I appreciate your words. I hope she learns that veterans aren't props. We deserve respect. Judge Caprio delivers a severe sentence, $33,000 in fines, $45,700 total with restitution, 400 hours of community service at veterans shelters and VA hospitals, 2-year license suspension, 60 days in county jail, and mandatory substance abuse treatment. Madison begins the sentence, showing remorse over time, volunteering, apologizing, and educating others about drunk driving. Henry Peterson and Daniel Shaw, courtroom reunion. An elderly man, Henry Peterson, walks slowly up the steps of the Providence Municipal Court. He's wearing a faded military cap, his hands trembling. He carries a heavy invisible burden, a secret hidden beneath his shirt sleeve for over 2 decades. Inside the courtroom, Henry slowly lifts his sleeve to reveal a long, jagged scar from wrist to elbow. Henry recounts the story. 22 years ago, he saved a young boy trapped in an overturned car that caught fire. He was injured in the process, but the boy survived. Henry never saw the boy again, living with guilt and uncertainty for decades. During the hearing, Henry describes the accident, the child, and his long-hidden scar. Judge Caprio listens carefully, showing compassion. Henry explains how the boy's cries haunted him and how he wondered if the child survived. The courtroom is silent, emotionally absorbed. After recounting the story, the judge asks if Henry ever shared this before. Henry admits he did not wanting to be seen as a hero. Judge Caprio responds, "Heroism doesn't disappear with age." Weeks later, a man named Daniel steps forward, revealing he was the boy Henry saved. They recognize each other immediately, overwhelmed with emotion. Daniel explains how Henry shaped his life, how he became a teacher and father because of that night. Henry is humbled. The courtroom applauds, witnessing the miraculous reunion. Henry and Daniel build a bond, sharing moments, visiting Daniel's family, and spending time together. They reflect on the impact of that one night, the lives changed, and the gratitude shared. Henry finds peace, Daniel honors the man who saved him, and the legacy of courage, compassion, and human connection endures.